Okay, so hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about Python built-in data structure. So means what are the built-in data structures are available in Python. So today we will discuss each data structure in detail. So let's see what are the data structures are available in Python by default. So we have string data structure, we have list data structure, then we have tuple data structure. Okay, and after that we have set is a data structure and dictionary as a data structure. Okay, so these are the data structures. So let's understand each data structure one by one. Okay, then we will implement the code based on each data structure. We will implement the code. All right, so let's see. Okay, so number one is what? Number one is our string data structure. Okay, and number two is list data structure. The third one is tuple data structure. The fourth one is, and the fourth one is set data structure. And then the fifth one is dictionary data structure. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what is the string data structure. Let's start with string data structure. String data, string data structure. So see. So what is a string? A string is nothing but it is a sequence or group of characters. Okay, so what is a string? A string is nothing but sequence or group of character, right? And the second thing is we can say it is an object in Python. So string is what? String is an object in Python. Okay, so whenever we create any string, so that string, that variable is nothing but we can say an object in Python. For example, I'm writing here msg equals to like hello. Okay, so here MSG is what? Object. And which type of object it is? This is the string type of object. And what is the string? Collection of sequence or group of sequence or characters, right? Okay. The third thing is there is no character data type in string. Okay. I mean in Python. Okay. So there is no character data type in Python. For example, if you're writing something you're writing ch A. Okay, so what is the data type of CH? The data type of CH is string. Okay, because character is also a string, and whatever you are writing, collection of characters or group of character, that is also treated as a string in Python, right? Okay, and we can say, okay, so suppose, for example, let me give you one example. Example is suppose we want to store employee information. If I want to store the employee information, so what are the data types? What types of data will involve? Okay, so for example, employee info. Okay, so what is employee info? Employee information like employee has its ID. Okay, so ID is what type? ID will be integer type. Okay, name is what type? Name is string type. Okay, and if I talk about salary, so salary is what type? Float type, right? If I talk about address, So address data type will be string, right? And okay, so for example, designation. Okay, employee designation means this will be also a string, right? And if I talk about email, so email will also store as a string object. Okay, so this is how we can store like employee information, and these are the respective data type in order to hold the data, right? Okay, so let me show you one example. For example, okay, this program we already discussed in previous video. Find the list of all strong numbers. Okay, so let me just delete this and here. So suppose I'm writing here s1 equals to Python programming. Okay, I'm writing s1 is equals to Python programming. So if I print this, if I'm printing s1, okay, and I'm checking type of s1. Okay, so I'm telling you how many ways we can write a string. Okay, how many ways to write string data. So can you please tell me what it will display and what will be the type of it? So obviously it will display this particular message and type of it is what? String type. Okay, so what it is displaying? It is displaying Python programming, and what is the type? Type is string. Okay, let's suppose let me create another variable s2. Okay, so we are writing here Python programming. Okay, so what it will display now? It will also display string because we can write a string in single quote. We can write a string in double quotes. Okay, we can use single quote and double quotes in order to write the string. Okay, so same it will display. It is also string. Okay, so it is also displaying as a string, right? Suppose I'm creating another. There is another way to write a string which is triple single quote. Okay, Python programming. Okay, so this is how also we can write the string. So what is the variable name? S3, and this is S3. So this will print the message and this will print the type. Okay, now check the type. So it is also displaying message and it is also displaying type as string. Okay, there is another way. There is another way we can create the string which is s equals to, okay, triple double quotes. Okay, Python programming. Okay, Python programming. So if I will print this s4, and this is what? S4. So this is also represent our string. It will display the message and it will display data type is what? String. Okay, there is another way to write the string. So what is another way to create a string? Okay, so let me tell you another way, which is I'm creating a variable which is s5, and I am using here input function. Okay, so with the help of input function, what type of data we take? We take input type of data from the user. Okay, so here what I will do, I will just print s5. Okay, and here s5. So let me execute it. So what it is asking? It is asking me enter some data. Okay, because this input function is executing now. So input function required input from the user. So I will write here, like suppose I'm writing here Java programming. Okay, so this is what string type. These all are string type. Okay, see, this is also string type. So this data is coming from the input function. This data is coming from the input function, and what is the type of it? String. Okay, there is another way to create a string object. So how we can create a string object? There is another way which is s6. For example, I'm writing here. Like for example, I'm writing here. Okay, so we can take a string from the eval function. Okay, so we can use eval function. Okay, inside the eval function we can now write input. Okay, so here, okay, so one input is, okay, I'm writing here enter data on. Okay, for this, and I'm writing here enter data 2. Okay, so this is for data 1, this is for data 2. Let me print S6 also. So let me execute it now. So I'm executing it. Okay, so it is waiting for data 1. It is waiting for data 1 because these lines are already executed. Now it is waiting for the input from the user. So it is asking data 1. So data 1 I am writing here what? For example, I am writing here Python programming. Okay, so it is asking data 2. It is asking data 2. So if you will write data 2, this eval function, what it will do? If you are giving the integer data as an input, so it will store integer data. If you are giving string data, so it will convert string data into string data. Means it will store data as it is that is coming from the input. Okay, so what is mean? Suppose if I am writing here Java programming. So this is string data or what type of data? String data means we will write in double quotes. So eval function, if you are giving data to the eval function and you are not putting here double quotes, so it will give error. It will give error, right? So if I will execute it, so it is giving error. What error it is giving? Unexpected end of line. Okay. So what we have to do? See, let me execute this code again. So what we have to do? So for data one is coming from the data one is coming from like normal input. So we can simply write here Python programming. Okay. But if I talk about data two is first it is coming to the input function, then it is going to the eval. So if we are using eval function means we have to give string data here. So string data means we will use double quotes. So for example, I'm writing here Java programming. So it will accept the input now. It will accept the input now. Okay. So if I execute, if I press enter here, so it is displaying. See. So we are giving string as Java programming. So it is displaying Java programming and it's just displaying the data type is what? String. So these are the different ways to create a string object. Okay, these are the different ways to create object. We can use single quotes, we can use double quotes, we can use triple single quote, and we can use triple double quotes, and we can use input function and we can use eval function, right? Okay, so what is the need of triple quote? To represent a string within another string. Okay, so what is the mean of it? Let's try to understand here. Okay, so for example, I'm creating one variable like s I'm creating here, and I'm writing inside a triple single quote. Okay, inside the triple single quote, I'm writing what? Python is very simple programming language. Okay, so I'm writing this. Okay, and I want to keep this very in double quotes. Okay, and this programming we have to write in single quotes. Okay, so see inside with the help of triple quote, with the help of triple code string, what I'm able to do, I'm able to write double quotes and I'm able to write the single code also. If I will execute this, if I print this, if I print s, so what it will display? It will display me complete message along with this double quotes and single quote, right? I hope you're understanding. Suppose if I will not use this, okay, if I will not use single code, triple single code, instead if I use single code only, so what will happen? Now it will show error. Okay, what it is saying? Invalid syntax. Okay, so means whenever you are using triple single quote, so it allow us to write double quotes and single quote within itself. Okay, so that is the mean of to represent a string within another string. Okay, so what is another use of this triple single quote? Okay, so we can say to represent multi-line string values. Okay, so we can represent multi-line values. Suppose if you want to write like this, and this you want to like write like this, and this you want to start here, and this you want to start here, and after that you want to print some line, okay, like this. Okay, so this is possible because of triple single quote. Triple single quote is also work as a multi-line string, okay, to represent multi-string values. So these are what multi-string values. If I run this code, if I execute this code, so what will happen? It will display my output as it is. Okay, so this is another use of triple single quotes, right? Okay, so what is another use of triple single quote? To represent what? Documentation string. Okay, so it display what? Documentation strings as well. So what is the mean of this? So what is the mean of it? For example, I'm creating here one function. Okay, so I'm creating one function like fun. Okay, inside the fun, let me write some triple single quotes. Okay, triple single quote is also used to write the documentation string. So what is the documentation string? For example, you have created this one function, and it is accepting two arguments, A and B. So in triple single quote, we can mention what is the use of this function. So we can say this function is used for calculating addition of two numbers. Okay, so this is what documentation string. So whenever anyone see this function and anyone access this documentation, he or she will able to understand what is this function used for. Okay, so what I am doing here, I am writing here a plus b simply. Okay, so I will call this function by passing 10 and 20, right? And after that, what I will do, suppose if I write here print, okay, fun dot underscore underscore. So what will be the output of this line? What will be the output of this line? So this line is calling the function, okay, and it will print a plus b, means addition of these two numbers. And what this line will do? This line will access the documentation string from the function. So this is documentation string. This triple single quote is nothing but documentation string. So this line will display only this message, right? So let me execute the code. Okay, so let's see what is the output. Okay, let me execute it again once again. So it is displaying message is what 10 because of this print, and this print is accessing, this is what, this is function used for calculating addition of two numbers. Okay, so it is accessing what? Document string it is accessing. Okay, I hope you are understanding why we use triple single quote. This is also used to write documentation string. Okay, this is what executable statement actually, right? Okay, so one more thing is like whenever we use any predefined function, for example, okay, I hope you understood this program. If you are not understanding, so please you can comment. And if you are understanding this program, so please implement on your IDE or IDE wherever you are implementing. And after copy this code and paste in the comment section so that I can see your active participation and it will be a motivation for me. So this much you can do if you are really understanding from these videos. So you can copy your code and paste in the comment section. Okay, so let me tell you one more use case of this documentation string. So for example, I'm using one predefined function. What is a predefined function? Predefined function is math. Okay, so inside the math function we have predefined functions like factorial. Okay, factorial function is there inside what? Inside math library. Okay, so whenever developers write the function, they also write documentation. Okay, documentation means what is the use of this function. Okay, so developers write one documentation string. So I want to access the documentation string of this factorial function. So how can I access? Just write print here. Okay, math dot, what is the function name? Factorial. Why I am writing here math dot? Because factorial function available inside what? Math library. So I'm writing here factorial function name and underscore underscore, okay, dot underscore underscore doc. Okay, so like this you can access the documentation string for this function. So let me execute this code. So what it is displaying? It is displaying this message. Okay, find x factorial. Okay, raise a value. Okay, raise a value error if x is negative or non-integer. Okay, so what it is saying, whenever you are using this factorial function, so you can give only the positive values, you cannot give the negative values. So that is this particular documentation is saying. Okay, so we already understood how we can access the documentation from the predefined function and how we can access documentation from our user defined functions. Okay, so this is what documentation we are accessing. Okay, so in this videos, what we have seen we discussed about string data structure. Okay, we have seen string is what? Sequence or group of characters. Okay, it is an object in Python, right? And there is no character data type in Python to represent character. Okay, each character is displayed, is stored as a string in Python, right? And we have seen this example like employee id is what? Integer type, name is string type, salary is float, like that. Okay, and we have seen what is need of triple single quote. And we have already seen one more thing, which is like creation of a string objects in Python. So in this, what we have seen different ways to create a string. One is what? The first one is single quotes. We can use single quotes in order to create the string, and we can use double quotes. Okay, and we can use triple quotes, triple single quotes. Okay, we can use triple double quotes. Okay, and the fifth way is, okay, we can use a string function, str function. Okay, we didn't see this str function. So how we can create the string with the help of str function? So let's see. For example, I'm writing here what? Like data is equals to what? 1 2 3 4. Okay, so what I will do, I will create one s1, and inside the s1 I will use str function, and I will convert this data into a string, and this data will store as a string. This data will store as a string here. So it will display message and it will display type. Okay, so what is this data? Data is 1 2 3, and what is the type of this? str. Okay, so str is data. So don't worry, this is like simple, this is very simple. But in this data structure playlist, Python with data structure playlist, we will write so many programs, we will understand each and every logic. So don't worry about it, just practice the code and copy the code and paste inside the comment box. So this is the requirement from your side. Okay, so we have one more function, which is input function. With the help of input function, we can create a string object. And we have another function, which is eval. So with the help of eval also, we can create this string object. So we have seen these 7 ways to create a string object, right? So in the next video, we will see how we can access a string. Okay, we have seen creation of the string object. In next video, we will see accessing different ways to access the string data, right? All right, so thank you everyone for watching this video, and I hope you understood this like logics and creation about the strings. And if you understood the video, please implement the code. Please don't watch this video without implementation. And if you are implementing the code, so please paste your code in comment section. So thank you everyone for watching this video.